I think fans are dying for a Red Wings resurgence, as evidence from a packed Little Caesars Arena last night. And I was raised on hockey, right? I didn't have the 84 Tigers, so for me, my first sports love was the 90s Red Wings. Mm-hmm. And I am dying for this team to be fun again. And last night they were fun. So I do want to get people's first impressions, but the debate seems to be about Dylan Larkin and his decision to, what did Villar call it, a sucker punch?
A sucker punch.
It was a
being
clothesline.
described as a sucker punch.
I think he clotheslined him, and he dropped the gloves, and he was ready to go. Dylan Larkin's the captain of this hockey team. He's their best center. If this was a playoff push, if this was a playoff series, I don't want him missing the third period in overtime. But for the opener, as a tone setter, you're not going to come into our building. You're not going to punk us. You're not going to cheap shot me after what I went through a year ago. No, I'm going to fight back. I actually fully support what Dylan Larkin did, even though in other contexts it would be foolish and hurt the team. I'm okay with setting the tone the way Dylan Larkin did last night.
I'm fine with it, too, for the first reason you gave. It's not a playoff game. It's the first game of the season. You are trying to set a tone. And, I mean, he's amped up anyway because it's captain's night, right? He gets to have the full regalia there with everybody, the coronation, if you will. The previous captains are out there on the ice, and then they save, Lidstrom and Zetterberg for the end. They bring them out specially. And you could see it on his face. Like, he was, I think, either surprised or just beaming with pride in the accomplishment of being named the next captain of the Red Wings. Of course, he was named the captain last year, but
it was anticlimactic.
No right. No fans and all that. So this was great. So he's got all that going on. He scores a goal, and he's pumped.
There's some juice.
And then some jackass decides to hit him from the side and put him face first into the boards. Well, we in Detroit have seen this before, and it sparked an ugly but fun rivalry with Colorado. This is ironic because yesterday we did the bold-ass predictions, and somebody had the bold-ass prediction that there was going to be a hit in the boards between the Wings and the Lightning that will spark the next rivalry, to which Doug said Wings versus Ning. And we kind of laughed about it and said, all right, sure, give it the bold-ass prediction sounder. And there it is. We went ahead and did that. And sure enough, that's exactly what happened last night. Joseph gives the cheap shot to Larkin.
It was a cheap shot, no doubt.
And fortunately, Larkin wasn't hurt. I mean,
could have
he
been.
was
If he doesn't duck his head, I think that's a cross check to the back of the neck, and I don't know what happens.
Yeah, it's bad news. But fortunately for him, he wasn't. So he gets hit in the boards, and he's there for a half a second, realizing what happened. And he's, oh, wait a minute, I'm not going to settle for this. And he just reacts, a guttural reaction, throws a punch, gets a little bit of the face of Joseph. He goes down like a ton of bricks, and I'm standing up out of my seat, laughing and cheering, going, yeah, love it. Hockey's back.
It's
Dylan Larkin, of all people, that did it.
Well, and Gator, at that point, and shortly thereafter, the Red Wings score a power play goal, something we've been begging for, pleading for. They're up 4-1.
Right.
Both rookies have assists.
4-1, right.
Bertuzzi's weaving in and out of the two best defensemen on the Lightning.
Incredible.
I mean, it was an eruption at Little Caesars Arena, and Dylan Larkin was a big part of it because he stood up for himself and he stood up for his team. I think it was totally defensible.
I agree with you. It was defensible. Now, we're also Red Wing fans. I'm trying to take the fandom out of it.
Well, Gator,
but somebody gives you a cheap shot like that,
got to stand up.
You have to retaliate for that. You have to stand up for yourself. Maybe retaliate's the wrong word. That's exactly what he did. But he stood up for himself in the moment. This wasn't calculated like wait till the third period and I'm going to come get you.
Get a cheap shot in the corner.
No, he did it right. He reacted right away. And unfortunately for the Red Wings, it happened again when they did this. Was it Palat or I forget who it was that did it to Rasmussen behind the net? And you could see afterwards, Rasmussen goes to the bench, and he was pissed.
It was a chippy hockey game. And here's the deal. That's the back-to-back Stanley Cup champions.
Yeah.
They're coming into your barn, and what are you going to do? Are you going to get punked? Are you going to get pushed around? You're this young hockey team. Are you just going to get out-muscled by the defending champs? I don't think the Red Wings allowed that to happen. Now, they lost the hockey game.
Well, in the end, they kind of got punked. When you blow a 3-0 lead, a 4-1 lead, and a 6-3 lead, that's not good.
Well, and the pushback there is, does it make a difference if Larkin's playing in the third period? Does it make a difference if he's
100%.
playing in overtime? So that's the other side of the coin here, and that's why I said circumstances matter. If this is March, April, and they're outside looking in on a playoff spot, if this is game 2 of a 7-game series, and now you're going, he missed that game, could he miss 1 or 2 more? Then it's a selfish move. Then you've made a mistake. Game 1, I have no issue with how Dylan Larkin conducted himself as captain.
No, I didn't have much of an issue at all. In fact, I was proud of him for standing up for himself and doing that. And it's an unlikely source. You don't expect Dylan Larkin to do something like that, but he did, and he had reason to do it. And unfortunately, the Red Wings couldn't hold off the attack of the Lightning. You go to overtime, and I mean they couldn't. They didn't have the puck for the first 2 minutes and 15 seconds or whatever it was.
They hardly touched
overtime.
it. Yep.
No, I mean they didn't.
Yeah.
It was all Tampa Bay. Those guys couldn't skate.
I think the Red Wings' only possession was them dumping the puck to change lines.
Pretty much.
That was the only time they even possessed the puck in overtime.
Yeah.
Listen, we know Tampa's the better hockey team. And you see on the power play what they got when Stamkos sets up on the left dot, Kucherov sets up on the right circle. They just blow the puck past you.
Yeah. They're really good for a reason. But it was encouraging to see the Red Wings not only show up and give a fight, but I mean literally did it and figuratively did it. Bertuzzi with 4 goals in the opener, that was exciting to watch. I think maybe the goaltending at times looked fantastic from Nedeljkovic, but afterwards maybe not so much. When you end up giving up 7 goals, you can try to write away as many of those goals as you can, but you have to write away 7 of them, and in the end that's way too many, and he wasn't very sharp in the preseason.
It seemed like there were some issues with playing the puck, the defenseman and the goalie. Maybe that's something
maybe some communication stuff that'll get better as time goes on.